Very well, thank you. I do match refereeing for Cricket Australia, so we cover Sheffield Shield, Big Bash, Second 11, WNCL, basically all cricket that happens. So it's quite a complicated job. We assess every umpiring decision, we log every umpiring decision, we do umpiring reports, we're in charge of over rates, code of conducts. There's a whole long list of things that we have to do. So yeah, you've got to be on the money and concentrate all the time. Generally find that most teams are pretty good, and with the sort of help of the umpires who maintain a good pace of play, we seem to get that done. So yeah, we haven't had too many issues.
Sure.
There's always the odd code of conduct that happens, but generally speaking, I think player behaviour has been good. I think in terms of management on the field by the umpires, that's also been really good. So we haven't had to do too much in that respect. So that's good. We do all CA domestic matches. The match refereeing for international cricket is done by the ICC.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Came back to Australia about 5 years ago now, so I've
Yeah.
been back there a fair while. I was always going to come back.
Yeah.
We're always going to come back to Australia. It just depended on when the time was right. And as I said about 5 years ago, we felt that it was. So we've been really happy to be back, particularly in Brisbane. Always loved Brisbane. I loved playing for Queensland when I was here all those years ago. And yeah, it's been terrific to be back.
Yeah.
So what happened when World Series cricket finished? We all had to go our separate ways, so to speak, and I got a good offer to come to Queensland. Greg was captain at the time, so I was always going to jump at that opportunity, and I signed a contract. So once I signed that contract to come to Queensland, it was a done deal. There were so many. I think the 8 years that I spent with Queensland, Australia, probably the most enjoyable of my cricketing career. So we had many highlights. We had a good side. Batting went well for me through those periods. We had a couple of really good Sheffield Shield finals. So there were numerous highlights. We had good camaraderie in the team. So it was just an enjoyable experience all round.
Yeah.
It was actually at the Junction Oval where I got 249 against Victoria, against a decent attack, and that all happened pretty quickly. I think I got out an hour after the tea break, so that was my highest score for Queensland. But yeah, every 100 I scored for Queensland was enjoyable, and it was just a great time.
Yeah.
I started bowling for Australia as sort of a supplementary all-rounder. Alan Border and myself shared the overs when Australia didn't have an all-rounder, and then I ended up bowling for Queensland quite a bit as well at the back end of my time with them. So that was a good string, an additional string to the bow. So I enjoyed that as well. Yeah. I don't think any of us would have got away without a sanction at some point or other in our careers.
Yeah. Well, So abuse, sledging would have been horrendous back then. Bounces, intimidatory.
Yeah, there were no bounce restrictions in those days. There were no over restrictions. Sledging probably wasn't as bad as people thought they were. The games were played hard, but they always played in a good spirit, and always had a beer afterwards in the change room, and laughed about what happened on the field. So they were really good times.
Yeah, good times.